Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libbie. This is all brought to us by our friends at FWRSA. FWRSA Tax, working hard for you. You okay? Ryan's bottle of Jack Daniels just fell on the floor, ladies and gentlemen, so everything's all right now, huh? FWRSA Tax, working hard for you until the cows come home. They take walk-ins, ladies and gentlemen, over in Clive until 9 o'clock in the evening on Tuesdays. Tax day is Monday. Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications is our advertising agency, and that's what fuels all of the knowledge that we attempt to share with you. Tina Padavich is with us. She's from the Central Iowa Apartment Alliance. So what do you people do as leasing agents all day? Play Angry Birds?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Career Bliss did a survey, and property manager is ranked the second happiest job.
Really?
Yes. But I don't believe
it's... What's the first habit?
You know, I think it was...
people.
Well, I think it was something to do with computer programming.
I see.
Was number one. But I don't think it was ranked second because we sit and play Angry Birds all day, that's for sure.
All right.
There is a lot of things involved with it, and we've been talking about marketing on the show. We've been talking about customer service and attending classes. But a typical, in the apartment industry, a typical 300-unit property will employ 3 full-time office people. And again, that's just typical in the industry. It could be 2 or 3. And you'll have a leasing agent, you'll have an assistant manager, and you'll have a manager. And all of them are going to have different roles. And I can honestly say from experience, I've been employed in all of those roles, and they are all busy throughout the day. You've got your responsibilities of that leasing agent in particular is responsible for what's the appearance of the community look like. Everybody's responsible for that, but them in part that if that community has a model that you show prospects, they need to make sure that that's clean and open for the day and the path to it looks okay. You've got all the marketing that they need to follow up on, phone traffic. When people call on the phone, if they don't get a return phone call, right, typically what would you do? You lose interest in that. So following up with the people that come in to look at the community after people have given tours, following up with them after. Again, it goes back to what do you relate to in your daily life. I like when people follow up with me when I go somewhere to buy something. And so it's going to be things like that. You've constantly got other job duties that you need to fulfill as far as reaching out to residents whose leases are coming up, taking care of any complaints that would happen. This is where people live, so if there's trash or noise complaints and things like that, all those need to be addressed in a day.
And all those things are relatively stressful, I would imagine, because you're dealing with somebody's home. I mean,
correct.
Every one of these customers that you have are actually living there. So that's also an issue. Tina Padavich has been our guest, ladies and gentlemen. She is president of the Central Iowa Apartment Alliance. Thanks so very much for coming in and doing this with us. We've got something for you.
Okay.
All right. So this is kind of fun. We scour, because you're in the world of apartment and leasing, we scoured around. Usually we show what we consider the very worst ad of the week at the conclusion of the show. We thought what we'd do this time is show you what we thought was probably one of the more inventive ads, and it happens to be in the world of professional leasing. Okay? So this is an ad, this is a visual ad that is in New York City. The company is in New York, and the entire campaign is called, I don't remember his name, but his apartment, ... You talk about an edgy piece. This is MNS, a company that has some really high-end apartments out of New York City. MNS.com is their website. We went to the website, obviously, to check this out, and they have a number of these. And clearly geared potentially to females, but I thought it was kind of an interesting, bam, right in your face. And it doesn't show, it tells a story in a sense, rather than going ahead and saying, hey, we've got this luxurious apartment and trying to paint the picture that way. They say, I don't remember his name.
Right.
Naughty. You guys are so naughty. And now the worst campaign of the week. It just started last week, ladies and gentlemen, and it also ended last week. If you happen to be watching a basketball game where the Kentucky Cardinals were playing, you probably saw Andrew Ware have that horrible accident as he stepped off of the court and had a compound fracture of his leg. Well, it didn't take very long for somebody to say, hey, let's go ahead and see if we can't capitalize on that. And they put up this t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen, for sale. It was going to be sold for $5 a pop. Andrew Ware's number on the back end, and of course the Kentucky Cardinals on the front. Rise to the occasion. Rise of the S is a 5. And I was going for $25 because Andrew is a student athlete. He was going to get none of that. And while at first glance it seemed to be okay, the outcry from the public was so severe that the athletic department and the t-shirt manufacturer yanked it. They said it was because it was an unauthorized use of the logo. I thought it was probably an unauthorized use of poor taste. All right. Thanks so very much for coming by. We do this each and every week at 8:45. We're live here at Webcast One Live. You can join us live, or you can see us on the net after. We'll put up the videos and also the podcast a little bit later. Thanks so very much for joining us. Our company is called Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. We're a full-service advertising agency based in the city of Des Moines, the best place in the world to live, by the way. Thanks so very much for coming by. Be safe, be well, be careful. Most of all, be good to your fellow man. Bye-bye.